Assalamu alaikum. I hope you have been well. It is time for a little bit more common sense this morning. Today I will be discussing haram and halal. So what I mean by haram is that it is something that is not permissible within Islam and is forbidden by Islamic law. And when I talk about halal, all I'm talking about is that it is permissible within Islam. Now haram needs to be made explicit. Because we're told in the Quran not to make anything halal haram and anything haram halal, so as not to confuse and also make the believers' lives difficult. Makes sense. So no one is going to disagree on what I call the major haram. Major haram is like killing. We can't murder people. We can't lie. We can't cheat. We can't drink alcohol. We can't eat pork. We can't charge interest, and all of these big things that nobody is confused about. But I find, especially for reverts, there are these gray areas, and then we have all sorts of opinions for all sorts of reasons. When in reality, it should be pretty clear, and we should have logic applied to all of the issues. So I wanted to talk about those and the top 5 that I keep finding within the revert community that cause a lot of confusion, which really shouldn't, because we have all of the information. So I wanted to put them all in one video for you. Here it goes. We have nail polish, we have music, we have meat from an unknown origin, so that's either you're buying it from like Walmart or Costco, or you're going out to eat, trace alcohol, and gelatin in products. Now, bombshell here, none of these are explicitly haram. That's the easy part. I'm going to go over them point by point for you as to why that is the case. So the first one is nail polish. Now, this might be only amongst us women, but it keeps coming up, and it drives me absolutely insane that we have to use our time on this all the time. So here is the simple answer. Nail polish in and of itself, not haram. What becomes a problem is when you put it on, water cannot permeate it, and since your nails are living skin cells, we know that wudu must touch all of our skin in order to be valid, in order for our prayer to be valid. Now this is pretty important. So there are 2 ways to circumvent this problem. First, there is the ruling where you can make full wudu and then put stuff on like your hijab or your socks, and you can make wudu over these things for up to 24 hours. And if you're traveling, it's up to 3 days. That's the ruling. So we could apply this logic to nail polish, and we can make wudu and then apply our nail polish, and our wudu will be valid for that 24 hours, but you're going to have to take the nail polish off after 24 hours, either make wudu and change it again, or just make wudu and, not mess with it, because that seems like a lot of work for not that much reward. The better way to circumvent it is just wear it during your period. You can't pray anyways, and this way, at least once a month, you'll be able to wear it. That's it though on nail polish. The next one is music. So coming especially from a Christian background, I associated music with worshiping God. My mom was the leader of the church choir. So when I started to hear things about how music is haram, it really didn't make too much sense to me, because like with all things, like with TV or internet or phone, you can use them for the good or you can use them for the bad. And so we find the same kind of logic with music. And if you'll look to the time of the Prophet, peace be upon him, poetry was huge. And he didn't outlaw poetry. He didn't say that was haram. And music is kind of our form of modern poetry. So, of course, if you're listening to explicit things or things that are going against Islam, promoting, premarital sex, for instance, or violence against women or against anybody, then obviously haram. Like, don't listen to that. But there is music, like classical music has been proven to increase the neural pathways for like mathematical equations. That's good. But I will interject this. So this has kind of been a debate for me, and I've always gone to the articles and looked at a bunch of different sources and imams and sheikhs and their opinions. But ultimately, the best advice came from my husband. And he really made me think one Ramadan, like if I had just changed when I would usually listen to music to listening to Quran or Islamic lectures, like how much more beneficial that would be. Because, there are times when you're cooking or cleaning or whatever and you just want something in the background. And you can listen to music, that's fine, but what is it going to get you in the hereafter? And I found now that I've replaced maybe 3/4 of the time when I would listen to music with Quran or Islamic lectures, first of all, my knowledge has expanded exponentially, and this is one of our calls as Muslims. We're supposed to always gain knowledge, and it's a really easy way to do it while you're cooking or cleaning anyways. It's multitasking. And also, I've learned more surahs. I'm more familiar with the Quran, and I find when I listen to it, there's a peace that settles over the house, and also my children listen to it and get used to the sounds. So music is fine, it's not haram, but I would challenge you to start replacing when you would want to listen to music with Quran or Islamic lectures and see how that impacts your life. Meat from the grocery store or eating out. Like there's this huge halal industry now, especially in the Western countries where, we're like, where is everything coming from? And we're so hyper-focused on this. Look, my take on it is we live in an industrialized world. It's likely that your meat was killed by a machine in nobody else's name. So when you buy it, just say Bismillah. And when you cook it, say Bismillah. And before you eat it, say Bismillah. And inshallah, it will be blessed by God. And of course, don't buy pork. Like, it's not that hard. And the last thing that drives me absolutely nuts is the trace alcohol and the gelatin. So these two kind of fall in the same category for me. Trace alcohol and gelatin are both issues you're going to come across when you are talking about modern medicine. So there is trace alcohol in some like NyQuil or cold medicines, and also in like other things like kombucha, for example. But the amount of it is negligible, and the benefits of these products outweigh the cons. The last issue that drives me absolutely bonkers is this issue of gelatin and things. Now, there are two views on this, okay? And the safer view is the one that says just eat stuff with kosher gelatin in it because it wasn't made from pig bones. The problem with gelatin is it's made from bones of animals. And if you don't know which animals it's made from, then some people say, to stay away from it or it's haram. We can't say it's haram because we don't know. For the most part, gelatin is just gelatin, and it doesn't say, explicitly it was made from this kind of animal. So, the thing with gelatin is it goes from one substance, and then it goes through this huge chemical process and change to come out as a completely different substance, so that in the end the two substances are not interchangeable. And there is a school of thought in Islam that says we know that impure things can be made pure through a process such as this. But if I don't know, and it's a medicine that is being prescribed to me that will save my life or greatly increase my quality of life, I'm going to take it, and Allah knows best, right? We just say Bismillah, and we're trying our best in the modern world. So those are the issues that keep coming up, and I hope this has helped somebody with any of them that they have been struggling with. If you have any additional ones or you have any other questions, please do let me know. hope that made sense, and I hope we used our common sense. Assalamu alaikum.